What is up, beautiful souls? It is Sid. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Hopefully, if you did, then you are already over this gross factor surrounding menstruation and periods in general. I already have other videos on this topic, so I will leave the link to my feminine moon cycle playlist in the description of this video. Please go check it out, because this video is kind of an update, because when I made that video, it was just a little over a year ago actually, which is so crazy to think about. And at the time of making that video, I didn't realize that I still wouldn't have a period for a lot more months to come. I had just given birth, so I was in that period of a extra long period, and I am still breastfeeding, so I just got my period back a couple months ago, and I wanted to give you guys an update about what I'm using. But before we do that, I want to give a moment to appreciate and teach a little bit about ancient practices and ancient women and what they did during their menstruation. They practiced what's called free bleeding. And nowadays, I think a lot of different people have their own definition for free bleeding, but basically, at its core, it's just letting your moon blood flow out of you and not creating like a dam to go up inside of you and stop that blood from flowing out. Some people call free bleeding only if they are not wearing any products whatsoever. Some people consider free bleeding to include using pads or special period underwear. I just wanted to point that out. And I am also going to be doing a video in the near future on this narrative of women especially, or just people who menstruate especially, but also everyone, even people who don't menstruate, giving a lot of their energy to sewers and to landfills. But in particular, people who menstruate, because this period blood contains stem cells, it contains phosphorus and nitrogen and so many amazing elements that the earth needs, and that is just energy coming from us and coming from our body and our DNA and our ancestors, and we're just throwing that into the sewer system, down the toilet, or throwing it in the landfill. So I think that's a big thing to think about when we think about this whole narrative of where our energy is going to, even just people who don't menstruate, just throwing out a lot of garbage because they use something, part of their energy, a smaller portion, of course, than our moon blood, but still energy is going to these places that are just not positive places, right? So I think free bleeding is beautiful. And however you see that, because like I say a lot, everything's on a spectrum, whether you're over here like naked in the grass free bleeding, or whether free bleeding to you is just wearing period underwear instead of a moon cup. All of that's great. A moon cup's great too if you're okay with that. But I wanted to give that disclaimer that women used to bleed into the earth. They used to go to red tents, and whether or not that tent was literally red or not, who knows? I just know from my intuition what I feel from my ancestors. Anyways, let's get into this video. I think that was a lot of information at once, and I understand that, but hopefully you guys are already interested in this topic and already know some of this. I don't really want to get into all of these phases that women go through week to week that correlate with the seasons, because I have other videos on it, like I said, so please go check those out if you're interested. I think it's a super important topic, but I wanted to show you guys real quick. I haven't used these. Even if I did, I don't think it would be gross, but I got these moon cups. These are actually from a company called June because they were having a sale. I want to talk about moon cups and period underwear, period panties, but first let's talk about moon cups because I actually don't use them. I thought I would like it, but I haven't used these yet, and maybe in the future I will, but I do prefer to just let it flow into my special underwear. But I want to say that moon cups usually come in 2 sizes, sometimes more than that, And these actually have some measurements so you can see how much blood you are collecting. It says 10 milliliters, I think, and then 20 milliliters, and this one has 10 and then 25. They're different sizes because this one is for women who have given birth, so I wanted to get this one, but I also wanted to get the smaller one because I didn't really think I needed the bigger one because I'm so young and stuff. So those are moon cups, and they come with these cute little bags. So I wanted to show you guys that because I do think that's a great option, because we don't want to be using tampons. We don't want to be using disposable items, okay? We don't want to be using disposable pads and tampons when we can be using reusables. And I know not everyone has access to this luxury, really, because it is, but these are so cheap. These were $6 each. That's why I just got both sizes. They were $6 when I got them, and some are like 20 or 30, but it doesn't take much math to realize that you get your money back so quickly because you can use these for so many years. I think I've heard people say you can use them for about like 4 to 6 years, but then I've also heard women say that they've had their same cup for 10 or 20 years. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you how long they last. I'm just telling you they last a long time, much longer than a single-use tampon does. Okay, and I wanted to show you guys these. You can get like thongs, like if you're not sure when your period is going to start, or if you know it's coming up soon, so you want to wear these, or if you just want to wear these like every day with some leggings and not have your underwear line show, or if you don't care if your underwear line shows, you can get more of these bigger ones, these normal ones, and you can see this black part. I'll turn it inside out so you guys can see what all is absorbed. This whole area is the absorption area, and this isn't like the most absorption. They have different levels of absorption, and it will show you. They come in all sorts of different colors, super cute, but it'll show you right under the size. These are from Thinx, by the way. Right under the size, it'll tell you the style and the absorbency. So this is moderate, and you can tell it's a bit more bulky than more of those lighter absorbency levels. But I absolutely love the brand Thinx, and every like period panty brand is a good brand because they're creating a product that you can use multiple times. But I just really like Thinx. They're the only brand I've tried, and I'll leave Jocelyn's discount code in the description and Shellbizzle's discount code, because those are two people that I've heard talk about it. And I just wanted to just kind of tell you guys my routine, because I think it's important for women to normalize talking about this, and just everyone, because not everyone who menstruates is a woman. You need to throw that out there. But after I bleed in them and they are dirty, I throw them in this bucket. This used to be my brother's garbage can. It's plastic, and he was gonna like throw it out, and I was like, no, wait, don't throw it out. That's like a huge plastic item. Don't throw it out. I'll reuse it. And it works great for this. I didn't think I was gonna use it for my period underwear, but it works great. I just throw them in this bucket, and then after I have a few pairs in here, after it's been like a day or two or whatever, I will put a little bit of water in this, and then I wring them out. So I have like a bloody water mixture, and then I will throw the underwear in the washing machine, and I just wash them with my clothes and towels, and it's fine. And then I'll take my bloody water mixture and I will dump it in my yard and fertilize my trees and my plants, because it is a great fertilizer. And I love giving my blood back to the earth, and I will say that it just makes you feel so much better. It's a ritual that you get to do once or twice, or maybe even 3 times a month, however often you wash these. It's amazing to do, and it makes you feel so connected to the earth. And in the summertime, I go out barefoot. I usually always go out barefoot in the summertime. I don't wear shoes if I'm just in my yard. In the winter, I do wear shoes because I don't want to get frostbite. But it's just an amazing ritual to do, and it helps you feel connected to your divine feminine energy and all that. And I do want to show you this bag. This is for my son's diapers, actually. He uses cloth diapers from Noah's nursery. This is like a wet, dry bag, whatever you want to call it. I usually call it a wet bag. And if I was on the go, I would use that. I haven't really been on the go and having to change these, but if I was, I would use a wet bag. And I would probably just use this one because I already have it. But if you would like a wet bag, I will leave a link to a company that sells those as well, because chances are if you use these period underwear, you will at some point need a wet bag to put them in, because you won't always be at home with your bucket. Or you might just want to use that all the time instead of a big bulky bucket. But anyways, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say, is that it's obviously your choice what product you would like to use, or if you wouldn't like to use products, I think that's amazing, but not everyone has that luxury in their schedule to just free bleed. So I think knowing what options are out there is important, and normalizing period underwear, moon cups is very important. Normalizing reusable menstrual items is so important, and normalizing talking about this and normalizing that period blood isn't gross is so important. And I needed to hop on and say this, and say that our ancestors were, the word worshipped is coming to my mind, and I wasn't going to use a word so extreme. I was going to use the word appreciated or something, but I feel like I have to say worshipped. Our ancestors were worshipped for their intuition and their ability to know what should and shouldn't be done, and what things would be good for the tribes back then and for their civilizations back then. Men appreciated women for their intuition and their knowledge they got during their moon time. At some point in time, periods became gross, and I don't know when that was. I have a couple ideas, but I don't want to get into that right now. All I know is that people think periods are gross now, and they are not. And we should have our time to take off work and to free bleed into the earth if we want to. But we don't have this luxury, not all of us. So I think it'd be great if you got some period panties. If you want to do it, let me know if you do. And I hope you guys enjoy and embrace moon cycles, and when people are on their moon, whether you are a menstruating human or not, please just appreciate it and embrace it, because none of y'all humans would be here if it weren't for menstrual cycles. That's a fact. Love and light, and the hybrid children are coming soon.